Hello, everyone. So today I'm going to give you the idea about the physiotherapy process, how to become a physiotherapist in Canada, step-by-step guidance. So we have hi, Ishita.
Hi, ma'am.
Yes. So excited for that. Let me share my
Yes.
screen so at least you can get the idea.
Yes.
Okay. So here, step-to-step guidance that how to become a physiotherapist in Canada. And that is very, very important process. Here we have another candidate, that is Nita. Let me enter her and then we will start, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
So anyhow, we are an international physiotherapist. Like you are a physiotherapist from India, anyone physiotherapist from any other countries, when they want to start their practice in Canada as a physiotherapist, they has to pass this process, and that is a mandatory. And that gives an idea to the Canadian market that international physiotherapy student and the Canadian physiotherapist both are on the same platform. And for that, this guidance, this process is important. Okay, we will have a look for that. Let's begin. So first of all, for myself, so I'm myself Mamta Kansara. I'm a Canadian physiotherapist. I'm a registered physiotherapist in Canada, and I also cleared USA NPTE license. I'm a USA physiotherapist license holder. My academy is a Global Physio Academy, which provide the 100% guidance to the physiotherapy competence exam for the written. So like PCE, written exam preparation classes. If I'm giving little bit intro for myself, so I came to the Canada like 2014, work as a resident PT, and then, so resident PT and the registered PT, there are two steps. We will discuss for that. So I work as a resident PT in 2015 and then clear my clinical license and get the registered PT license. And then after, I just work as a registered PT. Now, Ishita, do you have a question? What is resident PT and what is registered?
Yes, ma'am. What is the difference between them?
Okay. So if you like anyone, they want to clear the license, there are the 3 steps. First step is the credential. Credential means as an international physiotherapist, as well as Canadian physiotherapist, they have to submit their transcript and all these things, but international physiotherapist has to submit that all the documents, transcript and everything that we will discuss in the credential process. Once the credential process is done, you will get the letter that your study is equivalent to Canadian study, and then you are eligible for the written exam.
Okay.
For written exam, so each exam you have a 3 chances. So any student, they have 3 chances. So PCE credential, then the PCE written exam, and then PCE clinical. Clinical means practical exam.
Okay.
So written exam, once you clear your written exam, and if you get mentor, so mentor means those who have a more than 3 years experience in the Canada, so they become a mentor. And once you get the mentor and clear like the PC written exam is passed, then you are eligible to become a resident PT, which you are getting the resident PT license and you work as a resident PT. But that is up to your first trial of your clinical exam. Okay, so that period when you clear your PC written exam and whenever you are appearing yourself for the clinical, that is a practical exam, that period you can work as a resident PT.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, and after that you have to apply for the practical exam, you have to go through it. Once you clear the practical exam also has a 3 chance. Once you clear the practical exam, you got the registered PT license. So registered PT is like permanent one. Like resident PT is a temporary license.
Ma'am, I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
What is the maximum limit between these 2 gap, like from theoretical to practical? There is any limit that after this time we have to give exam of practical?
Okay, so once you clear your written exam, you have to take a clinical exam date. Okay, so for example, you give the exam in the June, and if you clear your written exam, so you got the result in the July or the August, And then you have to select your clinical exam date. Now, clinical exam runs 2 times in a year, November and maximum June. But because of the COVID and pandemic, there is like some differences going on. But generally, it is 2 times in a year. So you have to select your date within a 1 year gap. Like it's up to you. If you want to go with the November that is just coming, or after the June, whatever. So you have to select your clinical exam date first. Then the College of Physiotherapy dispense the resident PT license. So time frame is decided. So first you have to clear the written exam, pass the exam, take the clinical exam date. So pay the fee and decide your seat, like decide your date when you're gonna give the practical exam. And then you are eligible for getting the resident PT license if you have a mentor.
Okay.
Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. We have another candidate, Nida. Hi, Nida.
Hello, ma'am. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. So we are gonna discuss that. We are gonna discuss like step by step. This is just an intro process that who am I and how the system work. Okay. Now both of you.
Did I miss something, ma'am?
Yeah, go ahead.
Did I miss something?
No, you didn't miss anything. I'm just
then fine.
discussing like Global Physio Academy. It is like like my name is Mamta and I'm a owner of the Global Physio Academy. I'm providing the 100% guidance for the physiotherapist competence exam that is for written. Okay. Now I'm just giving the idea to the student that when they enter in the Canada or they are planning to come to the Canada and getting their goal toward the getting the license of the physiotherapist, what are the process and how they're gonna crack that process with easy way. Okay. So both of you, what is your goal? What is your goal for Ishita? Like,
Ma'am, to clear this exam, PC.
yeah, to clear the exam as soon as possible.
Possible. Yes.
Yeah, clearing the license.
Clearing the license. That is everyone has to like having this goal is very, very important. Otherwise, what happened? You are just like roll and roll and roll. You are moving around, but you have no idea what are the process and time pass. Actually, the important thing is time. When you start your preparation, when you're gonna go for that, that is very, very important.
Yes, ma'am.
So first of all, decide your goal. Like what is your goal? So to be a physiotherapist in Canada. And for that, what you need to take action. That action at appropriate time, that is called your SMART goal. You have to do some action regarding each step, like physiotherapy license divided into the 3 parts: credential, written, and practical. So the written portion, credential portion, what you're gonna do it, written portion, what you're gonna do it, and the last portion, that is a practical, and then achieve your goal. So that is the way you have to work, and you have to focus with achievement. Okay, and for that you need your 100% action. So let's talk about the process. So licensed physiotherapy in Canada, there are 3 steps are there. First is credential, second is a written exam, and third is a clinical exam. As I told you, once you clear your written exam, you may get resident PT license if you fulfill all the requirements of the regulatory body. That is a temporary license. And then once you clear your practical exam, that is a clinical exam, you become the registered PT in Canada. Now here, credential, PC written, where my Global Physio Academy definitely help you, and the PC clinical. So this is your path. Everyone has to follow this path. No one can skip. So first question, what is credentialing? Any idea, Ishita, Nida?
Yes, ma'am. I have few basic idea, like we need passport, transcript, and all that, and they match the they compare the degree BPT and their physiotherapist degree.
Okay, somewhat correct. So credential means
of our degree, ma'am.
Yes, comparison of your degree. So the credential means assessment of education credential and qualification. So credential is process of evaluating the documentary evidence. Credential aims to determine whether the international educated physiotherapist education is equivalent to Canadian physiotherapist. In Canada, physiotherapist is a licensed and the registered process, and that is practiced by the provisional or the territory regulatory college. All the international educated physiotherapist has to complete CAPR, that is the College of Physiotherapy Regulatory, mandatory credential process before taking the exam. Okay, so exam name is PCE, Physiotherapy Competence Exam. And PCE is divided into the two parts, written and the practical. Same like India. Each year we are giving the practical and the written exam, right? Same way here. But here, before going with the written exam, you have to first fulfill the requirement of the credential. The credential process. Credential process is divided into the 5 criteria. The first criteria, which is a verification of identity through the authentic and the valid documentations. Second criteria, completion of university level, entry to practice degree in physiotherapy. Third criteria, successfully completion of minimum 1025 hours of the supervised clinical practice. We will go with the detail with each criteria, okay? Here in Canada, the entry to level practice degree in physiotherapy, that is Bachelor of Physiotherapy. So once you are BPT, you are eligible, like you have to submit your BPT degree to the CAPR, and then they are evaluating that, okay, you are BPT, and entry to level practice in physiotherapy in Canada, that is also BPT. So both are on the same platform. Fourth criteria. So as the language is a main barrier, so communication point of view, they put fluency either in English or the French. Very, very important thing is IELTS 7 band, and that is academic or the test can. There are another exams are there, but mainly the students are international students are going with the IELTS 7 band, academic or the test can. And the criteria number 5, that knowledge of the practice of physiotherapy within a Canadian healthcare system. Okay, we will discuss each and every, we will discuss. But first important, I'm gonna focus with this part, because this here, the students, for me, those who are coming for the student visa, they have to think twice for this IELTS band. Okay, now I'm giving example. Like Ishita and Nida, I don't know about you, but generally you are generally planning either with the student visa or those who are for the permanent residence, right? Whoever comes for the student visa, they have to clear, they have to give the IELTS academic. Now, if they get the IELTS 7 band, okay, now that 7 band they can use for their student visa, and same band they can use for the credential process. So one arrow, they hit the 2 target. Okay, so that is very, very important thing, that you have to focus your IELTS 7 band. And that is the important criteria for the credentialing. Apart from other, all the things is documentation verification. You have to submit the document, CAPR, the regulatory body, evaluate the documentations. So this is not your part. What is your part is you have to clear the IELTS 7 band. That is very, very important part. Okay, so that is the 4th criteria. And the 5th criteria, which is the knowledge of practice of physiotherapy within a Canadian healthcare system. Here, it is a compulsory, this is a bridging program, because Canada has a lot of rules, which is ethics, safety rules, privacy rules, the taking a permission and the consent rules. So we are living in the diversity. So here, according to the Canadian healthcare systems, we have to follow the ethics, and each student mandatory understand the importance of ethics in the healthcare system. And that's why international PT has to take the approved online courses, which has a method of assessment to meet this requirement. And this is called as the physiotherapy bridging program. Many of the universities are provided, like University of the Toronto, they are providing OIPB or the IEHP, that is International Educated Health Profession, IEHP course, or University of Alberta also providing the PT bridging course. Personally, if I'm going, I'm going with IEHP when I was appearing myself. for the physiotherapy credential. Okay, but this one you can apply when you are in Canada and already your process is started. At that time, parallel, if you are finishing this course, you can finish it. This is the online course and there is nothing like big thing. The important thing is here. So there are three components. As a student, if I'm thinking in the credential, submission of the documents, your IELTS, and the online course. Online course you can do parallel once you started your credential process. It is not compulsory that you have to finish your bridging program then and then you can start your credential. No, you can start your credential and parallel you can finish your healthcare online bridging course. So that is easy. Okay. If we are going more detail with the credential, so there are the forms. Form A, which is education, credential, and the qualification assessment. Form second thing is you have to apply the fee, like demand draft. Form B, Form C, and Form D. We will discuss each forms in detail now. Okay. So Form A looks like this. Form B, Form C, and Form D. So far clear? We will discuss these forms in detail. So far clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, so I told you that CAPR, the credential is a 5 criteria. First, second, and third is the documentation criteria. Fourth is language. Okay, IELTS. And the fifth is your bridging program. Now, Form A, which is the education, credential, and the qualification assessment. These forms are available on the CAPR website. You can download and fill it by yourself. Okay. I'm just do the example for that. I'm just download this form and it is like this. So you have to fill the form. If you are a first time applicant, initial application, you have to tick here your date of birth. No need for this ID because it is not generated yet. So it is not your office use. Whatever suffix you want, you can apply. Last name, first name, middle name, and if you are married, your maiden name. So that is according to the document, and you have to submit your marriage certificate if you are married. Otherwise, if the same name, there is no issues. Address. Okay, here one thing I'm just telling you. So this credential process, very, very important thing. This credential process you can start when you are in your home country. So that saves a lot of time. Once you arrived in Canada, you have so much thing to do extra. That is your living thing, your new climate, new environment, the new way you have to start your career, new way you have to start your all the other stuffs, right? So you have to it is not like just you came to the Canada and you are eligible to work as a PT. No. So before that, so before arriving in Canada, I will suggest that you have to do your credential, start the process of credentialing right away. And if you start your process from the India or from any home country, but if your relatives lives in Canada, you can give the address here that says your $100. Okay, it is just for knowledge because CAPR has to mail the document back to you. So if it is a local address, it is there is less charge. If it is international address, there is adding the $100 extra. So this is the address. You can give the address. It's up to you. Okay, everyone own preference. Name of institute where you are taking the college, city, start date and end date. That is your college, when you start. For example, I'm 2004 to 2008 pass out. So start date and end date and degree, Bachelor of Physiotherapy, title of the degree, and the full title of the degree. So all this you have to mention here. That is a degree of Bachelor degree of Physiotherapy and physiotherapist and all these things. Credential fee is $1,088 if it is initial applications. Okay, so for all the new student, they have to go with the 1,088. If student already applied it and there is a long duration pass out. So for example, you started your credential today, that is 2021, and 2023 you are not doing anything, then you have to again reopen the file, and that is depending on the criteria. But for that, $400. But not if it is fresh student, 1,088, either certified check or the credit card. Now number 8, that is important. Number 8, it shows that first, second choice by writing 1 and 2 and etc. So do you know what is this?
No, ma'am.
It is a province. So mainly Ontario, ON.
Okay.
Okay. BC, that is British Columbia, Alberta, Saskatchewan. Okay. All are the province of the Canada. You have to select which province you want to practice. It is like PC, written, and the clinical. If you clear with the Ontario, okay, so you start your process in Ontario province, you clear your written exam, you clear your practical exam, and somehow you have to transfer to the British Columbia or the Alberta. You can transfer your license, but initially where you want to start your exam and all these things, you have to decide. So province, that is a province. So you have to give the number. For me, I'm always prefer Ontario, that is the first, then the BC and the AB and all these things, like first 2, 3, where whatever is your first, mostly they select the same province. So province or the territory in which you expect to apply for registration, that is this thing. Okay, so you have to write the numbers 1, 2, 3.
Okay, ma'am.
Clear?
Yes.
Mainly the applicants are going with Ontario mainly, but depend. If you are in the Saskatchewan, you have to start with the Saskatchewan. So you have to write number 1 over here, that is Saskatchewan. So according to that, that application is transferred to Saskatchewan regulatory body or the British Columbia regulatory body, same way like that. So that is your form A. Any question?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Form A has to be filled by the applicant, so student. So student gonna fill the form A. Okay. Now form B. Form B again, that is filled by the applicant. So you as a student, you have to fill the education credential and qualification assessment. Form B. Again, last name, first name, middle name, maiden name, if you are married, all these things. This is just checklist. Okay. So complete the application form, sign and dated. You have to make the X. You have to attach this form, sign at the bottom. Money order or the certified check or the bank draft, you know that form A, $1,088. So if you attach that documents like DD, you have to here attach your passport size photograph, that is in the form C. So this is the document checklist. So B is a form which showing the which documents you're gonna attach in your envelope. So form A, demand draft, form C, notarized copy of the proof of legal name. So I told you, like if you have a maiden name over here, you have to give the marriage certificate if applicable. If not, then that is not applicable. So you have to put X every time, okay, wherever it is applicable. Notarized copy of your diploma, degree certificate. Here, if you are from India, so there are some another criteria. So graduate from China, Cuba, Pakistan, Ukraine, please refer to the appendix 1. We will discuss this appendix 1, okay? If you are a new graduate and have not yet received your degree certificate, you may have your school submit a graduation verification form as an interim. So if you are internship, like you are in internship and you are start your credential process, you can submit the graduation verification form. But that is from your school and new graduate only. That is applicable to the, I think, Canadian students. But we will discuss this notarized copy of the diploma, that some certificate your school has to submit, some certificate your university has to submit if you are from India, okay? Notarized clinical internship certificate applicable only to the graduates from Egypt, India, Pakistan, Philippines. So if you are from India, you have to submit the clinical internship certificate notarized. So no original copy, all the Xerox copy who has a notarized, okay? And you have to attach over here. Clear that part? Form B?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So that form B, again, you have to submit in your envelope as a student. Now, some changes. So if we are from India, so maximum like students are from any other country, like, but if the student from the India, China, Pakistan, there is a like different rules. I'm just telling about the college must send to the CAPR. The issuing institution must mail the following documents directly to our office. It is clearly written. Not a single word is mine. It is just clearly written on the CAPR website that this certificate, these documents, your college has to send to the CAPR. Okay. So if you are a student, you are going to the college does like the sealed envelope of all the documents, and still college has to send. So sender name is college name, not any applicant's name. Clear? That is very, very important. Otherwise that documents go back to you, it is disqualified. Okay. So it is clearly mentioned that issuing institutions must mail the following documents directly to our office. So college, if the college is a sender, the sender's name is a college name. Okay, Physiotherapy College of Rajkot or Physiotherapy College of Ahmedabad, whatever college is there, sender name is this, and CAPR, that is the address. So that is important. Don't put student name as a sender or any relative's name. Like for example, if I am a student and I'm in Canada, on behalf of me, what my brother or sister is doing in India, for example, they go to the college and college give the sealed envelope and they just courier or the mail or the post documents. Don't put their name. Actually, college has to do college name as a sender name. Very, very important. College does this thing, not the student. And what are they? Document request form. That is a form D. So form D, that is a submitted by the college, not by the student. Very important. Okay, we will discuss this form D. Academic records. Academic records, transcript. Here is the important thing. Again, you have to know. So go with the star first. Graduates from Bangladesh, China, Cuba, India, Pakistan, and Ukraine. You have to refer the appendix 1, and according to the appendix 1, mark sheets has to submitted by the university, not by the college. So your mark sheet has to submitted to the CAPR through your university, not the college. Okay, so here you put the requested, so you are not submitted. You fill this form. This is a part of the form B. You fill this form, but here is the requested, not like you are submitted. Okay, so document request form D, college gonna submit. Academic record, transcript, college gonna submit. Mark sheet, university, if you are from India and any of this country, university gonna submit. Supporting documents regarding the supervised clinical practice hours, and that hours are the 1025. Look at this. Successful completion of minimum of 1025 hours of supervised clinical practice. So some, like if I'm telling about myself, my transcript mentioned my clinical practice hours, which is more than 1025. But if it is not mentioned, college has to give the letter that, okay, your successful completion of minimum this much hours, which is appropriately like approximately 1025 or more than that. But generally transcript explain all these things. Okay. Okay. So fourth is the clinical internship certificate, applicable only to the graduate from Egypt, India, Pakistan, and the Philippines. So if you are from any of this country, you have to submit the clinical internship certificate, and that is college. Okay, so all these documents are college. And original language proficiency score, that is the IELTS or the French, that is appropriate institute. So which institute you are giving the IELTS, that institute directly send your result to the CAPR, not the student. Okay, so that is not college gonna submit, that is submitted by that institute. Okay, so some are taking the courses from the British and all this thing. So that institute has to submit your IELTS score to the CAPR. You have to request them. Now this is appendix A. I'm just putting the Indian requirement, but according to the country wise, you have to go like Bangladesh, China, Cuba, Pakistan, Ukraine. According to the country, you have to go with the appendix. This is like appendix 1 is available on the website. I just did Indian portion where official academic records, that is mark sheets, must be attested by the registrar or the controller of examination at the issuing university. So that university has to submit. So what you're gonna do, if you start the credential process, you are going to the university, appropriate university, submit your mark sheet, university do the seal and all this thing, and make a one envelope. And that envelope, again, university send to the CAPR, not the college student's name. So standard name is Gujarat. So for example, I am from Gujarat University. Gujarat University sending the mark sheets to the CAPR, not the student. Okay, that is a requirement for the particular for the India. And those other countries, according to that, you have to go. The university must send the attested documents directly to the CAPR in a stamped or the sealed envelope. Official academic records will not be accepted from the college. So that is the prime requirement. So don't like, each and everything is important. If you understand the process, if you go step by step, it, you know, it gives like, it uses your less energy, less timing, and you are achieving your goal with proper amount of the time. Otherwise, to and fro the documents and you are confused where you are. So first understand the process, gather the document, understand that what is your part, what is college part, and if you are from India or any other countries where the university is also in picture, what is university part, and send the documents to the CAPR. If your documents are thorough, there is no to and fro. One way and directly hit the target. Your college must submit attested documentations regarding your clock hours, contact hours, or the theory and the lab hours, that is the minimum clinical hours. This information also submitted with the Form D, document request form. So that Form D is also by the college. We require, so we means call CAPR, okay, because this is from the CAPR. So we require a copy of your clinical internship certificate if you are from India or any other country. Remember, I told you, clinical internship certificate if you are graduate from Egypt, India, Pakistan, and Philippines. So that certificate you have to submit copy of, so not the original, copy. You can submit a notarized copy of the document with your credential application package, or you can ask your college to submit an attested copy of this document. So I am prefer that college gonna submit. That is the easiest when there is no to and fro. Okay. So that is so far clear.
Ma'am, I have one doubt.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am,
Neera, I have
actually,
like background noise. I will.
Hello, sir.
Yeah. Yeah, Ishit. Yeah, Neera, go ahead.
Yeah, ma'am. Do we need to submit the original mark sheet to university?
No. Copy.
Okay.
Nothing
So they
is
have
original. You have to go with the copy of your mark sheets. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So before jump to the Form D, let's have a look of the Form C. Form C, it is nothing, is just your information. That identity documentation, that your photo, your legal name, your date of birth, and your signature, everything is available in your passport. Okay. So this is a list of documentations. You can submit any of one of them. It should be official, valid, and can be verified with the source. So it is like either your birth certificate, passport, Canadian citizenship card, health card from the Canadian province, driver permit, identification of the card of a Canadian province or the territory, Canadian immigration record of landing, Canadian permanent resident card, or refugee protection climate document. Any of that, you can submit only one. Okay. So if you have like passport, that is more than enough. I feel like that, because here there is a like photo, your full legal name, your date of birth and signature, everything is available. So copy of that, okay, not original document. The copy of that you can submit. Photograph has a specific requirement. So you have to go with the photograph specific requirement. You have to stamp your photograph over here, put the last name, first name, and the middle name, and apply here. Okay. So that is the just Form C regarding your proof of your face, ID, name, date of birth, and the signature. That is a Form C. Form A, B, C, nothing. It's just a identification. Important is Form D. And Form D is filled by Ishita.
By college.
Perfect. Form D filled by the college. So Form D, that is the educational, credential, and qualification assessment, which is called as the documentation request form. Now here, this is the applicant full legal name, first name, middle name, the last name, date of birth. So formal last name. So if you are married and then before you have whatever your last name, and after that, if you want to change, otherwise it's okay. Date of birth and the student ID number. Here, this portion only applicant gonna fill. There are like Form D has like approximately 4 or 5 pages. We will go forward. Instruction to the school for completing and submitting the document request form and the other required documents. So here, either the principal or the dean, they can submit this form. They have to go with the like page by page. Institution must place this form and any other required documentations in the envelope. Okay, and that should be like sealed pack. Institutions must send this information directly to the CAPR office, not to the student. So that is the official thing. Okay, we will not accept this form if the student or any relative or the friend of a student complete it or send it to us. So even the college complete it and any of the friend or relatives sent to the CAPR, disqualified. Okay, so important thing is sender's name is college name, not the student or any relative's name. Okay, college must send. So college or any institute must send the Form D and another documents directly to the CAPR. Clear? Now this is the checklist. So complete documented request form, attach. So here college do all these things. Okay, so Form D has a multiple pages. So first is college say that, okay, I attach the Form D, official academic records called transcript. So if you are now here, there is a diversion. If you are a student from countries where like there is the appendix 1 is applicable, so transcript submit by the college, mark sheet submit by the university. Okay, so you have to go through that portion. So official academic records, transcript submit by the college, and the relevant grading scale must be issued and sent by the university in the stamp and sealed envelope. So like mark sheet has to send by the university to the CAPR. For China, Cuba, Pakistan, Ukraine, you have to go with the official documents that whatever the appendix 1 suggests. So in appendix 1, there are the country wise, there is a diversion. China, there is another diversion. Cuba, another diversion. Pakistan, another diversion. India, another diversion. So according to the Indian mark sheets, university, transcripts, college gonna send. So here again, attested supporting supervised clinical practice hours information. Okay, so students educated in Bangladesh, India, Pakistan, and Philippines to fulfill these requirements. School, so college, must submit attested copy of your clock hours documentation, which is also known as transcript of hours. My transcript already mentioned that hours inside the whole transcript. So if it is mentioned, attached. Otherwise, you have your college had to submit the documentation, like the form or not form, like the copy that this student, the name of the student, the student ID number, and this student successfully complete these hours. Okay, so it has to be supervised clinical practice. Attested copy of clinical internship certificate if you are of any of this country. So if you are from India, you have to go with the clinical internship certificate attached, and that all college. Clear? Form D, transcript, clinical hours, and the internship certificate, college, mark sheet, university. But you have to put like not you, college has to put attach. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Form D, this form must be completed by the registrar or by the dean. Name of the person complete this form, so either principal's name, position at the institute, either principal or the clerk or whatever is the dean, or is that not clerk? Okay, sorry, by mistake. Date, signature, college stamp, full name of the student, date of the birth, student ID number. So we all have a unique ID number, which is a college already have our number. Name of physiotherapy institute, name of the university, if different than above. Address of the PT institute, that is our college address, telephone, email ID, fax number, name of the degree, minimum academic entrance requirement for this program, students mode of entry or entrance date. So for example, I came in 2004. So September 2004 is my entrance date, somewhere like that. The date student started the PT program, date student fulfill all the education and clinical requirement of the PT program. Date PT degree was issued. So like the date where our program is started and the degree is issued is different date, right? The length of physiotherapy program, like number of the years and number of the semester, number of the credit transfer from previous education if applicable. For my case, it is not applicable, so I didn't mention over here. If it is applicable, you have to mention. Length of physiotherapy program the student completed at your institute, that is generally 4 years in India, 4 years college and the 6-month semester, internship. Number of the credits do not include your clinical practice internship, but here credits for our case like not applicable. Was this entry level program in physiotherapy program student for entry to practice? Yes. Upon graduation, what higher level university education would this student be eligible to apply for? So we already done bachelor, so we are applying for the master. Is there a designated authority that is legally entitled to the accredit your institutes? Please indicate the name of the accordingly. Ministry, Department of Education, Department of Health or others, whatever is applicable to you. Was the institute accredited at the time of student was admitted to the physiotherapy program? Yes, our all colleges are accredited colleges, okay? Was the institute accredited? Yes. Is there a designated authority that is legally entitled to accredit to the physiotherapy program at your institute? That is different from above. We all put yes, yes, then here not applicable. Can the student work as a physiotherapist after he successfully complete the program? Yes. So our school, like our country, once we finish the degree, we can work as a physiotherapist, right? What are the requirements for the student be able to work as a physiotherapist after successfully completing your program? So here, whatever college, so this form is not you gonna fill, okay? I just mentioned yes and no, but college, let's the college decide what the college put over here, and college gonna say that, okay, your student has to complete the 4 years and then they go with the internship and then they are eligible, whatever they prefer. Here college say, okay, it's not this all form, student not gonna fill, only college. Are the physiotherapists, just a minute. Students taught how to make a physiotherapy diagnosis and all these things. Yes, yes, yes. Supervised clinical practice hours. What are the total hours? Musculoskeletal, neuro, cardio, and other. And please describe area of the practice if it is like ICU management and all these things. So college gonna put all this information in your form D. That is a documentation request form. And this is the address. Canadian Alliance of Physiotherapy Regulator, 1243 Islington Avenue and all these things. So this address, college, not you, has to submit all the documents, which is college. So college likes form D, transcript, internship certificate, clinical hours. This is, remember I told you that you didn't receive your transcript. New graduate, they have to go with the graduation verification form. That is also by the college, okay? Institution seal. I put for myself, I did my master. So there is no need for the graduation verification certificate, but because I have a degree certificate and everything, but still I put it. It's up to you. It's like in college, okay? College has to submit. So this is the diversion. Students, as a student, what you gonna submit? So there are three couriers, 3 mail you have to, like on behalf of your name, send to the CAPR. The first is student. So as a student, documents that students submit to the CAPR are application form A, form B, your fee, credential fee, either the form of DD or the credit card information, form C with the photograph, and proof of legal name change if it is applicable. Okay, and supporting documents like passport and all these things, because form C you need supporting documents. Okay, college or the university. So here the college first, form D, official transcript and degree certificate, supporting documents regarding the supervised clinical practice hours, graduation verification form, and if your country where you are applicable, university send the mark sheets. Is this clear? Very important thing to know. And sender's name is applicable name. So student sending, sender's name is students. If the college is sending something to the CAPR, sender's name is college name. If the university, university has to do it. So 3 different courier, 3 different mail going to the CAPR on the behalf of your name. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And the other institute. So language test score, that are IELTS, and the health course. So once you started your process, so you submit all this document and then you enroll yourself with the health course, it's okay. Because that course also send their result directly to the CAPR. Okay. So once you submit all this document and then start parallelly health course, which is approximately 3 months course. And that credential process also take like 3 or 4 months or 5 months, depending. If it is like everything is correct, then there is no to and fro. Within a 4 to 5 months, it should be completed. If it is like some documents are missing, they're asking you the documents and all this thing. Okay, so these are the process. So what is your role? Finish your language first and then submit all the documents. And then once documents are done, appropriately reach to the CAPR, you receive one mail from the CAPR that, okay, we received your document and these documents are correct. That students are sending form A, tick, yes, form B, form C, form D, college sending, tick. So they are sending you the one document which showing that they received appropriate document from appropriate institution. Okay, once they send this document, then they started the process of evaluation, that whether this is correct or not and all these things. It takes time. Okay, meanwhile, you have to parallelly start the health course and your, what happened? We are here. And your written exam preparation. Okay, so meanwhile, you have to do this thing. Then, and because you need approximately, if you are like completely doing it 4 to 5 months or 6 months, depending on your eligible, like your way of catching the thing. If you are in your home country, very important thing is you focus your study, because this portion you are done with the submission, then there is no role of yours, right? What is your role? Study. In your home country, you have enough time. Don't waste that time. Enough time to prepare for the exam. So at least you prepared by yourself about the exam. So once you landed in Canada, you just like get your credential is done, get the exam date and clear the license. Very first attempt. That is your goal. Very first attempt. Not wait for like 3 attempts. First trial is your last trial. Okay. And once you clear your written exam, at least you are eligible to become a resident PT. Now you decide what you want to be. You want to work as a physiotherapist assistant or any other odd job, or you want to work as a resident PT within a short period of the time. So this is the big gap. It is not impossible. Just a smart work is this. Okay. Smart work is required. So you have to go with this. Very important thing is this. Maximum students are like missing that component, and then they are like moving around. Focus with your goal. Even though you are in Canada, focus with your goal. That what is your goal? Okay. Hurdles and the obstacles are everywhere. As a student, we have to focus like what are the target, and we have to hit the target. Okay. So this is the thing which is mandatory. Everyone has to pass. So if it is mandatory, there is no other options. Okay. So this is the whole process of credential. Any question?
After completing the credential, after what time we need to give this written exam?
I'm expecting this question. Good question, actually. Okay. So once you've done your credential, you get the 2 years time duration. Within that time duration, you have to give at least 1 attempt of your written exam. Okay. So for example, you started, this is September 2021. You started your credential process, submit the document and everything, and approximately you receive the by November or the December, you receive the document from the college that we received all your documents and we started your process. And you get your result of credential by the end of April or the May 2022. So then it is considered as your credential process is done by the May 2022. And now you get the 2 years time duration. So May 2022 to May 2024. You get this 2 years time duration in which you have to give at least your one trial. Okay, so if like you are giving your first trial in April 2024, still okay. Okay, but at least one trial you have to give. Okay, and for like I'm telling, like within a one trial you have to clear the exam. So one student also asked me the question, ma'am, what happened? I didn't clear my first trial when I give the April 2024 I give first trial and I didn't clear it. It is not mandatory. You have to clear at least your first attempt. You have to like apply or you have to sit for your first attempt of your written exam within these 2 years of time frame. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So important thing, total cost, very important. So total fee of the credential, 1088, you have to submit the DD. IELTS cost, I think it's not right, 300 approximately, but 300, 400, like I am not sure about the fees of the IELTS approximately. But again, it is depend on the trial, how many trials you are taking for getting the total 7 IELTS academic band. Okay, so that is important thing. And online health course is somewhere around range between 450 to 550, depending on the college, you are getting the price. So this is the total cost to complete your credential. Then written exam, there is a different fees and all this thing. So it is written over on the website. I just take the pictures of them. So now, why it is important? So that is your credential. Any question for the credential so far?
No, ma'am.
No. Nida?
No, ma'am.
Perfect. Clear. Let's have a look that what does the credential does. So now go with the 5 criteria. Verification of the identity through the identification valid documentations, like authentic and valid documentations. That is your Form A, Form B, Form C, your passport and all this. Completion of university level, entry to level practice degree in physiotherapy, submission of the degree certificate and all this thing. Either the college submit or the university submit, transcript, mark sheet, clinical hours, internship certificate, graduation verification certificate, that all comes under the criteria 2. Successful completion of minimum 1025 hours of supervised clinical practice, that is like the internship hours, either in the transcript or another document. College gonna submit, okay? Your IELTS 7 band and your bridging program. So this is the 5 criteria for your credential. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect.
Yes.
So this is why it is important. So I told you that what you want to be. You want to work as a odd job or like work as a normal job, or you want to work as a resident PT within a short period of time. What do you want?
Resident PT.
Yes. And why it is important? Resident PT job is like really good paying job. You are achieving your goal. And the thing is, if you done your credential from your home country, your half of the part is done. And in your home country, you have enough time to prepare for the written exam. So don't waste your time. If you want to be a physiotherapist in Canada, target your goal, hit the target. And for that, you need to do the action. So you have to prepare from your home country to clear these exams. And you have to prepare the framework. So that portion is done when you are in home country or as soon as early as possible. Even though you are in Canada, you have to start this process. There is no option. You have to go through it. Okay. So you have to start this process. If you are thinking, okay, I have to do the job, I have to do a lot of work, Yes, you have to do it. There is no other option for that as well. You have to spend your money, like you have to, you have your own expense. Okay, so you have to do all these things, but don't don't remove your goal. Don't remove your target from your mind. Stick to the target. That is very important. And that's why this process as early as started, that is important. Then and then you are reach your goal to be a physiotherapist in Canada. So do your homework. Important thing, do your homework, because the result is in your name, student's name, not the Mamta Kansara's name. So credential, written exam preparation, which is parallel. So once you submit your document, once you've done your IELTS, then your part is done. You have to go with the written exam preparations. So both are parallelly working, because credential takes 4 to 5 months. If it is like everything is thorough, then it takes 4 to 5 months. And in between, you have to prepare for yourself, because as soon as you get your result for the credential, that you are eligible to work, like your study is equivalent to Canadian study, and you are eligible for the PC written exam, go for the exam. There is no harm. First, focus on IELTS 7 band. And once the band is achieved, use it for the dual purpose. So this is applicable for the students who are coming for the student visa, right? So those who are coming for the student visa, they can use that 7 band for the student visa, and they can use that 7 band for the physiotherapy license credentialing. So because IELTS band also has a 2 years duration, right? So some students, they got the 7 band during their student visa. They don't know about this process, and the year is passed, and then that 7 band is invalid. Again, they have to go for the IELTS. So that is like time consuming. So do the smart work. If you hit the 7 band target for the IELTS, use that 7 band for your credential and for your student visa, both. There is no harm. You are the student. You gave the exam. So use it before lose it. Okay. And start the paperwork from the submission, college and university. Take few days and then start for the preparation for your written exam. It's depend, like, because everything needs money as well. So every student has their own criteria. So fix first criteria when you want to start the preparation, but in your mind, keep it the proper way that, okay, this is the thing, I have to go with that. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect. Now the written exam, where my academy for Global Physio Academy. So it is, so I gave the USA exam as well. So totally different from the USA, where it is called as NPT exam. NPT, that is the same exam like the PC, but PC has a 2 component, written and the practical. While the USA only one, NPT and then done. That is only written. Now in Canada, physiotherapy competence exam, the written portion, they are asking Vignette style questions. So they give the scenario, and then according to the scenario, they ask the questions, and they are all MCQs. Okay. Now there are 6 components, like musculoskeletal, neurology, cardio, pulmonary, multi-systems, and ethics. Each system has their own weightage. Generally, they give weightage musculoskeletal 50 to 60% or 55%, neurology 15 to 20%, cardiopulmonary combinedly 15 to 20%, and then remaining multi-systems and ethics. But each student has to pass each component. So if I am a student, I am giving 100% to each component. So I have to give my 100% to MSK, that is musculoskeletal. I have to give my 100% to neuro, 100% to cardio, because I have to pass each component. Some students thinking like, okay, 55% is a musculoskeletal weightage, I have to read musculoskeletal a lot. No, you have to pass each and every component. So give 100%, there is no option. You have to thorough with the basic knowledge. That's what Canada wants. That student has to thorough with their knowledge, has to thorough with the basics. So then and then they give the good treatment to the Canadians, right? So for that, your knowledge is very important, has to be thorough with each component. So don't give like weightage to musculoskeletal only and neuro only. Musculoskeletal, neuro, cardiology, pulmonary, multi-systems, ethics, everything is important. So everyone has to pass in each component, gives 100%. I will give 100% to every component. Okay, there is no option. Should we start some Vignette styles, like Vignette style question answers? It's not mandatory that you have to give the answers. Like your answer has to be correct, but just try it so you get the idea. Okay. Ishita.
Yes, ma'am.
Go with the question.
Yes. Lateral aspects of the elbow.
Yeah, it is the easiest question. So don't expect that this much easy question is gonna get it. Just I'm giving the idea. Okay. So what are the Vignette and how they are asking the question? Okay, when applying the ultrasound for the vigorous heating to the extensor carpi radialis brevis, the therapy should direct the ultrasound energy to the. So scenario is Mr. Cocolari was a 46 years old bus driver. So they are the keywords. You have to know about the keywords. Working in the Switzerland for 24 years. His last work is a bus driver. Gradually, like who presented a 3-month lateral elbow pain. Symptoms are gradual onset. Shock-like symptoms, so like going toward the lateral epicondylitis. So your answer is 3 lateral aspect of the elbow.
Yes, ma'am.
Nida, your turn.
Yes, ma'am.
Your turn. I will give a turn to both of you.
Third number, ma'am. Lateral epicondyle with the passive flexion.
Perfect. Because the lateral epicondylitis patient has a pain on the lateral epicondyle and with the passive wrist flexion, that is a stretch position. Okay. Either passive wrist flexion or the active wrist extension. So answer is 3. Go with Ishita.
Yes, ma'am.
Go with the question. So now you see that scenario remain the same. Now the questions are changing. So that is a style of Vignette.
— 50 to 150 hertz. And that's
So what is the question? Physiotherapist uses the transcranial electrical nerve stimulation unit to generate the sensory level stimulation. So there are a sensory level stimulation, motor level stimulation, brief stimulation, and intense stimulation. There are a criteria, variety, okay? Which stimulation characteristic is not is very important word. Not accurate when describing these techniques. So you want to give sensory level stimulation, which is not a criteria of sensory level. That is the thing. 20 to 30 minutes you can give for the sensory level. Patient feel tingling sensations. You have to go with that. 50 to 150 hertz is the frequency is okay with sensory level, but 150 to 200 microsecond is not.
Microseconds. Okay.
Okay. So your answer is 3 phase duration.
Okay.
So this is a style of Vignette. Go with the Nida.
Vasoconstriction of local vessels.
Yeah, because it is a cryotherapy. So cryotherapy first response is the vasoconstriction. So when you are giving the cryotherapy, there are a variety of the response that patient feels. So you should know what is the first response and what is the last response when you're going to remove the ice pack from the patient. So vasoconstriction of the local blood vessels, this is your first response of your body when you are giving the ice pack to the patient. So this is a Vignette style question. Total 200 questions in the written exam, 80% are the Vignette style and 20% are the standalone questions. So written exam is 200 questions, total 4-hour duration. It is a computer based, 80% Vignette style, and the last 20 to 30 questions are the standalone question, which is similar as NPTE in USA. Okay. So let's go with the standalone questions. Ishita.
Yes, ma'am. Metacarpophalangeal joint.
What is the question? Shows custom fabric hand splint, okay, to the patient who has the burns on the wrist. Okay, the splint maintains the wrist in the extension. So wrist is in extension.
Extension.
Metacarpophalangeal joint is 75-degree flexion. PIP and DIP remain in flexion, and the thumb is abduction. Okay. Now, based on this splint, which area would be the most susceptible to the contracture? Ideally, intrinsic plus position, that is wrist extension. Metacarpophalangeal joint is 90-degree, DIP, PIP is remain in extension, thumb is abduction. That is the position where there is a less chances of the contracture. But here, MCP joint, like metacarpophalangeal joint, is 75-degree flexion, and this one, DIP and PIP, remain in flexion, which are the high chances of the flexion contractures of the fingers because of the pulley system. Okay, so here, which area would be the most susceptible? Most susceptible are the proximal and distal interphalangeal joints.
Interphalangeal joints.
Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
75-degree flexion is also susceptible, but not like DIP and PIP, which is completely in flexion.
Yes, ma'am.
So that is your answer. So this is your overall idea. I just want to give the idea. What are the vignette style and what are the standalone? That's why I just put the questions. But here I am giving like 100%, first of all, 100% guidance about the each component, musculoskeletal, neuro, cardio, pulmonary, multi-system ethics, theory point of view, and then practice the students. So I make the students practice with completely vignette style as well as the questions. Total 3 trial to clear the written exam. Once you clear written exam, if you have a mentor, that is the requirement. If you have a mentor, you can work as a resident PT for 1 year, as you have to take clinical exam date before getting the license. So clear, Ishita, your question? So we can work as a resident PT until our first clinical exams, okay? So decide what you want to be. You want to work as a PTA or the resident PT at the earliest. That is student's choice. And that's my purpose. Student has to know the importance of this process, because most of the students, they want to come to the Canada, but then their goal, like to be a physiotherapist, is like they don't know what, they don't have idea. Even I was a student, but like not I was a student when I came to the Canada. So once I received my medical, and same time I started my credential. So I just dig myself with all the process, like what is the process, how I can succeed in my goal. And that is very, very important thing. And today's this lecture is just, I want to give guidance to the student that go with the thorough of the process, that what are the process, what are the requirement, and what are the steps that you can do from your home country or at the earliest, that you can hit your target with the easiest way. And I'm happy to be a part of your success part, okay? So don't hesitate to contact me as well. Third is a clinical exam, practical exam. There are also total 3 trials. Right now, due to the pandemic, it is online, but mostly it is in person. Here, they are giving the clinical scenario that what, like in practical exam, remember like in college, they give the practical scenario that this patient has this problem, like patient has a fracture of the elbow, assess the range of motion and all these things. So for the same way, they give the scenario and candidate has to perform the task as per the given in exam. Before, so like before pandemic, before this virtual, so when I was there in person, they give totally 8 stations of the 10 minute and 8 stations of the 5 minute. So there are, it is called a station, but that task, like each like range of motion. Remember, it is just example. They ask any of the things practically, whatever the practical is possible, they ask you same thing. Okay. So for example, check the range of motion of any joint. So that is 5-minute task. So 5 minutes of one, this station is considered as the one station. So one task, one station. So 10 minute, 10 minutes, like those who are practically takes the 10 minutes. So there are total 8 stations of the 10 minute and total 8 station of the 5 minute. And along with the 5-minute 8 station, you have to write down the 5-minute question answer. So same, if you are going with the range of motion assessment, and then they're asking the question regarding that joint. That is before, okay? But now virtually it is totally different. I think it is 5 station or the 4 station, I'm not sure, but virtually there is again 10-minute 5 station and 5-minute 5 stations, but it is like time being because of the pandemic. But again, you have to update yourself with the CAPR website for the clinical exam. That is the total your clinical exam. And once your clinical exam is done, you are become a registered PT, apply for the license. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You can like my page, Global Physio Academy, on the Facebook. So you will get the update of my, like whatever I'm doing on the page. I'm also giving some ideas about the returns, how to clear the exams. And like, I'm also giving the question answers some randomly. So you have to go through it, some topic that we can discuss. So it is like easy for you to get the update and be in touch with me. My next batch will started, like I'm going to start, just a minute. I'm going to start my next batch that is in the month of like 20th October. And in the beauty of my lecture is more than 60 plus lectures, active classes, that live classes on whatever I'm doing right now with you, same way, 2 hours or 2.5 hours long, 100% concentration to the students. Once you are done with the lecture, I'm giving recordings for the revision until you clear your exam. Okay. So there is a duration of 1 year, but it is depend, like if students are getting the exam 1.5 years after, so I will decide, but recording for revision, limited batch size. I'm just giving the limited batch size, like few students in my batch, so I can focus 100% with them. Exam month preparation with the PC strategy. So this exam month preparation is what? It is here. So it is called as mentorship. I will provide that mentorship. So for example, you start your process today, like classes from with me today, prepare yourself, but you are giving exam next year, November. So the 1 month before your exam, that is, so you are keep in touch with me, and 1 month or the 2 months before that November exam, we will start the preparation here, full preparation with the question and answer, because that's what you're gonna hit. You're gonna, like, they're gonna ask the questions and you have to give the answers. So theory is important, but along with that, you have to prepare yourself with the question and answer. MCQ is also important. All the PC strategy, and you know, we have a prelim exam in the 10th. Same way, I'm giving one free mock test that included in the classes, Vignet style 200 questions and the mock test. That is the my beauty of the classes. But once you clear your IELTS, then and then you have to go. Okay, so not like hurry, but don't wait for a long period of the time. That is my advice to you guys. And be a physiotherapist as fast as possible. And all the lectures like I'm taking. Any question?
No.
You can contact me, globalphysioacademy@gmail.com. I'm also planning to deliver free lecture, one for musculoskeletal and one for neurology. So like, you know, at least you get the idea. What are the topic and how, like, you are done with me. I'm not giving the recordings to you guys, those who are like enrolled for the free lectures, but they just get the idea about the live lectures. Okay. Yes. So written exam, clinical exam, and then registered PT. Congratulations. It is not impossible. You have to go step by step. It is not a one-day process, but you have to take a first step any of the day. So that is the thing. You have to start the process. You have to understand the process first, then start with the proper way, and then go step by step.
Okay.
Any question?
Ma'am, when will be the next batch? Like, I am planning for next September, next year.
Yeah, but next September, right? But you can you can start your written exam preparation if you are in home country. You can start. We will contact. I will tell you. Like we will tell you. Okay. But this is the important things. You have to go through it. If you have to come to the Canada, you have to be a physiotherapist. You have to go through it. You are smart enough, but use your time with the appropriate way and don't hesitate to start at any time. So even though you are in Canada or in India, you have to go with the process. Understand the process first. Don't be like rush that, okay, I need to do. No, understand the process. Step by step, clear your path. So your short-term goals. So in, like, you know, as a physiotherapist, I'm always preparing for my patient short-term goal and the long-term goal. So short-term goal that I have to reach, achieve my range of motion and all this thing. Long-term goal is completely functionally independent and all this thing. So according to the student, your long-term goal is to be a physiotherapist. And what are the short-term goals? So you have to decide and then work accordingly.
Yes.
Is clear?
Yes, ma'am.
So best of luck to any student who see my this lecture and get the idea. Don't be hesitate to contact me on the globalphysioacademy@gmail.com and be in touch. And I'm happy to your success path. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome anytime. Okay. Have a nice day. Bye.
Bye, ma'am.